Welcome to Kitchen Chat. This is where we sample the talents of the most notorious chefs, home cooks, foodies, and celebrities that sizzle. Get ready for a culinary journey that you won't find anywhere else. Here's the host of Kitchen Chat, Margaret McSweeney.
Hello, dear foodie friends, and welcome to Kitchen Chat. This is your host, Margaret McSweeney, and I'm so glad you're joining me today for this taste of luxury, history, and hospitality at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. It's so wonderful to be filming this Kitchen Chat today in Cut Lounge, which is across from Cut, the Michelin-starred steak restaurant owned by Chef Wolfgang Puck and Barbara Lazaroff. So excited for you to meet executive pastry chef Riccardo Menicucci here at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. He is going to share with us about the beautiful amenities he made for Oscar Week celebrations.
So, yes. Oscar Week is the week here at BW. And we tend to create a whole program behind the Oscar, what inspired us, and try to create the right ambiance for our guests to fully immerse in what is the Oscar Week in LA, in Beverly Hills. It's such a prime, amazing time, and it's so magic, right?
Yeah.
So what we like to do, we create these amenities that, of course, are movie inspired.
Yes.
Right here we have a chocolate camera created by my team. My wonderful and great assistant, Chef Lee, create this. And what we do is just pretty much chocolate. It's full automated chocolate.
It's chocolate. What kind of chocolate?
We use a 62 Mangiari from Valrhona.
Wow.
In the hotel, we only use Valrhona. It's the luxury chocolate brand per excellence, I feel,
Yes.
and I love to use them. Yeah, we add some goodies to eat. Honestly, like, yes, you can eat the showpiece if you like, if you don't feel bad about it, you know?
Who can ever feel bad about chocolate, especially luxury chocolate?
This is our croissant. So, periodically in the boulevard we create a seasonal croissant for every season that we get. Summer, winter, Christmas, and of course we have one for the Oscar, right? So this year I was like going through it and thinking and just like, how can I make something that is meaningful but also delicious and it looks cool? So I thought about, like, you know, celebration, crown, coronation. So I started thinking about wheel, film reel, and I figured this like shape. And I was like, okay, but in a movie, what's happening in a movie? In a movie that is like so many talented people that they cross their craft together, right? Like a director, a filmographer, videographer, costumes, you know, makeup. It's so many high level artists and craftsmanship involved into this. So I wanted to braid it. To braid the love and like to braid this like concept of like creativity and talent, right?
Yes.
And of course we needed to add some gold because it's the Oscar. You have to add some gold, right?
Yes.
So we put this leaf of 24K gold that covers our filling, which is made with dulce de leche and candied almonds.
Oh, wow.
So it's very delicious.
Oh,
it's very
decadent, delicious.
Decadent, delicious, luxury, comfortable. When you eat it, you're like, oh, I know this flavor. Oh, this is great. This tastes like, I don't know, the churro that I used to have down the street, but it looks so luxury and awesome, right? So this is what we wanted to do.
I love this. You've really elevated the croissant and braided it with such great symbolism. And I love how you mentioned that you can have 15 components, 15 ingredients, yet make a dessert only shine with 3 flavors.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Well, you know, I think it's up to the chef creating an amazing flavor profile and something that is very fun to eat.
Yes.
I believe that for me, when you eat it, something that is fun, it's something that has a lot of texture. And like when you plate it in your mouth and you eat it and you get, oh, this is crunchy, this is smooth, this is creamy, and it's fun.
Yes.
It's fun for you. It's almost like a kid that, opens a box and like there is like little packages inside and you keep opening, you know. So I wanted to create something that it's easy to understand for everybody on a flavor profiles. That's why I don't like to have desserts that are like overly complicated in the flavor combination.
Yes.
So therefore, I think, you know, vanilla, chocolate, and strawberries, it's something that everybody knows how it tastes, but you can make it look really cool.
Oh.
And taste really fun.
And yes, I will make sure there's a photo of this. This is just gorgeous, just gorgeous. So tell us about your pastry background. You grew up in Florence?
Yep.
Is that right? How did you get into pastry, the pastry industry, and how did you
end up here
at the Four Seasons, Beverly Wilshire?
It's been a journey. I was born and raised in Florence, and my background is in the graphic arts. I wanted to become a graphic designer and an interior designer.
Yes.
My father and my sister are fashion designers. In Florence, it's the leather city, so there are like amazing. I learned the craftsmanship through them. So at some point, while I was going to college, I started working. I was like, okay, I just need to pay my bills. Kind of like I want to be a little bit more independent. And I'm like, I'm studying all day where I can work. I can work in a probably pastry shop early in the morning. So I started working in a boutique pastry shop in Florence, literally starting from zero.
Wow.
From zero. I never done culinary school. I never done anything like that. Starting from zero, and after 6 months, I had a conversation with my father, and I told him, like, and he asked me, like, so I see you happy, like, how is everything? And he's like, I want to finish my study, but when I go to work and I come back home, I'm not tired. I'm just excited. So he's like, okay, you might have found like your true vocation, right? So I finished, I got graduated, and I was like, I just want to be a pastry chef. Therefore, I started working in fine dining because I thought that the plated desserts was the one that you truly could express your artistic talent. Like, you know, in Michelin-starred restaurant, the pastry chef are pretty much like designers. They could create something that you look at it, and you're like, oh, wow. What is this? It looks like a dream, right? So I started working in fine dining, and at the age of 23, I wanted to move, and I was like, you know, I want to experience another country. I want to learn English. I did not speak a word of English, and I moved to San Francisco, where back then it was kind of like the Michelin-starred Mecca.
Yes.
You know, in 2012, Michelin-starred was very strong over there. So I remember I moved, I did Valentine's Day at the pastry shop and the restaurant, moved to San Francisco on the 15th. On the 20th, I was working for a one Michelin-star restaurant in San Francisco. Not set up, nothing. The luckiest person on the planet.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I became the executive pastry chef for Acquerello for 7 years.
Wow.
After 2 years, we got 2 Michelin-star. So it was a lot of work, very hard work, but it was good. It was very fun. I still enjoy and cherish those moments. But after 7 years, I was like, what's my next thing?
Sure.
I'm kind of getting bored. I feel like, you know, I'm on cruise control, you know?
Right.
And after a long conversation with the chef that I worked for, Suzette Gresham, she's like, I think you really need to look at to a hotel because you are too closed in a restaurant. You need to do more.
Yes.
You have capability to do more. So I started like envisioning the idea of working for a hotel. I applied for Four Seasons, and Maui contacted me. And
Beautiful property there, I might add.
one of the most beautiful properties that the company has, and probably the busiest. I got hired as an assistant executive pastry chef in Maui on Thanksgiving Day. That's something that you want to be thankful for.
Yes, that's true.
And in April, I became their executive pastry chef. So a few months after, I got promoted, and I stayed there all the way after COVID. And after I came to BW, and it's been 2.5 years now.
Oh, that is outstanding. I love how you have found your joy, and I want to encourage anyone out there who's feeling stuck, just follow your joy.
Yeah.
You came home happy, realized this was the path that you wanted to pursue, and then realized when it was time for a change. So you just keep on growing, and I know you like to stay curious.
Absolutely.
I read that about you, and also very scientific. I love how you blend the science of pastry with the creativity. How do you do that?
Well, I think that comes from the influences through my career. Working in fine dining, especially in the early 2000s, you had a heavy influence of Spanish chefs like Ferran Adrià, Paco Torreblanca, and all these amazing chefs that they were pioneering the molecular cuisine, right? So like all the chefs back then, they started looking at cooking on a very scientific level, very specific. And I found it exceptionally fascinating. So the more I was spending time doing pastry, the more my approach was like, okay, but if this recipe says I need, 100 grams of cream, I know that cream is made with 35% of fat. What if I change this fat in something else and I sub the liquid in something else? And so I started working that way, and after a lot of failures, I figured it out also. It's trial and error, but you figure it out how to create that equation, and you can manipulate the recipes. And that is you feel like you have no limits at that point. Okay, I just need to apply myself, but I can do it. Yes. And it's really fun.
Oh, I love that. And here at the Beverly Wilshire, there is such a fun history I'd love for us to talk about. I'm wearing red in honor of Pretty Woman. Julia Roberts starred in that here at the Beverly Wilshire. Is there anything on the menu inspired by that show?
Well, we have a cocktail, the Pretty Woman, which appears beautiful as a little bit of raspberry and champagne with a petal, red rose petal. But I gotta say, a lot of menu items are inspired by Pretty Woman. Yes. We have a Pretty Woman amenity, which is a stiletto made out of chocolate. And I love to send to all the ladies this beautiful stiletto chocolate, and we serve it with some macarons and some goodies. It's really fun, and for a hotel like this, when you come on Rodeo Drive, this place has been here since January 1st, 1928. So
what a history!
It's insane. When I was told that, I was like, are you kidding me? And so this is Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Before anything else was around, this building was here. So you have this amazing history. It's glamorous. You walk in here and you almost feel like a movie star, It's just incredible. And we get used to it. We're here sitting in the boulevard. I pass by and there is 3-4 actors that are just having a cocktail. I'm like, oh my God, I'm living in a dream. Starstruck every day. But yeah, and if you think about it through histories, we had Steve McQueen staying here. The Beatles have their first press conference in the Champagne Room, which is on the other side, on this building right here.
Yes.
So it just congested of history, especially in the arts of music and movies. So it's pretty incredible.
Oh, it's
pretty incredible.
A great destination, and I'll provide a link to the hotel. And as a guest here, I have to say it is a beautiful taste of luxury and hospitality and history. You feel so welcomed, and with a delicious serving as well. And the Boulevard, I held my party before the Taste Awards yesterday, and the staff was just beautiful. Everything was beautifully done. So it's a great and delicious destination and a place of history. And I love how, with your background and family genes of design, you continue the fashion of food. I mean, I think you're defining the fashion of food.
It's art, right?
Yes.
Food is art.
Yes.
Yeah.
A food fashionista.
Thank you. That's a great compliment.
Oh, well, I always like to end Kitchen Chat with a great tip for the home chefs that they can take home with them from a pastry chef's perspective. What are 3 quick things that the home chef should remember?
Okay. First of all, when you make pastry cream, you don't need to boil your milk. Very important. Otherwise, you cook the proteins of your milk and it tastes different.
Wow.
Always mix your dries with a whisk, so you're not going to have any chunks of flour in your mix. And the last one that I say to everybody, I held here trainings for our new employees, don't ever feel afraid of leave your comfort zone. Always push yourself and like try. Don't envision anything that is other than a new experience. There is no losing or winning, there is just trying and making it happen.
Great life advice for outside of the kitchen as well. Thank you so much,
You're
Riccardo,
welcome.
for being on Kitchen Chat. Many thanks to the Beverly Wilshire Hotel as well. And thank you, dear foodie friends, for continuing to join me on this delicious journey. And always remember to take a moment and savor the day. Thanks again for joining me today for Kitchen Chat, a taste of luxury, history, and hospitality. For more information about Beverly Wilshire, a Four Seasons hotel, please visit fourseasons.com. And please visit me at kitchenchat.info. Savor the day.